Flo, kicking it off with AMD. What are you seeing here,
Yeah.
Mark?
Well, this one was under the radar that I missed because this was bought really sneakily. They traded 83,000 of the and 70 puts yesterday. And they did it super under the radar, buying in lots of 300 or less so that it purposely would not tick on my big money flow scanner. But one of my brilliant Profit Revolution traders noticed all the volume on this and pointed out, and then I took a deep dive, and yeah, somebody was buying up a ton of the Jan 70 puts in AMD. You look today, it's down 3.5%, and they're positioned for this thing to continue to move potentially lower. It's had a really nice run. Below the 50-day would be about 60. The 50-day moving average would be 65.40. So this trader is positioned for maybe a trip back to the 50-day moving average for AMD.
Mark, is AMD just the star of the show here, or are there any other trades in the semiconductor sector?
We'd seen some pretty decent sized volume kind of across the board in AMD or in some of the semis over the last few days. Intel, they continue to be positioned long-term bullish, and I'm talking June. Out to June, they are long the 30s, the 35s, the 40s. Some other semiconductors that have seen some volume of late, waiting for NVIDIA to pull up, was NVIDIA, where we saw, interestingly, a lot of traders kind of taking off deep in the money trades that they had won on. So we see some traders saying the easy money being short in a lot of the names like NVIDIA and Intel and AMD are gone. But we're not seeing, outside of Intel, a lot of aggressive call buying. Another name that is kind of on my radar that has been really whipping around a ton without a lot of option volume, but whipping out around a ton is on semiconductor. It's been highly volatile and one that traders should put on their radar for a potential trade.
Do you like it to the upside?
Not today, but when this thing gets back to a 50-day moving average, I'm going to be looking to go long because this thing had a really nice move and has been kind of bouncing around in a range for a week and a half. But I think this is one that you can trade on a swing trade over the course of a few days, up and down, because it moves so quickly. Right? Did we lose Olivia?
Yeah, just for a second. She'll be back. She's very pensive.
Pause, though. Can we just talk about this? I mean, if you were going to freeze Vaz in one spot, where she was just frozen,
that would be it.
Oh my God. You looked like if the thinking man wore 6-inch stilettos, he would have been you. It was that amazing.
What does thinking man do?
He sits like this. Yeah. If the thinking man wore a Rolex, it would have been Vaz.
You know what, Mark? That's my RTF, my resting trader face.